So we're going to take a little walk down memory lane and see if AfroGamerDude is coming up with some good criticisms of John Hancock. Also, the retro gaming sphere, when he was doing videos in 2020, and I think it bled into 2021, was on a huge decline. Now, it's on an even bigger decline. A lot of these people who had huge channels are pretty much gone. John Hancock's getting 1,000 to 2,000 views per video, and I'm aware I'm getting 10 to 20 views per video. But the point is, he was big once. I was never big. So, let's go to Mr. AfroGamerDude and check it out.
Welcome everybody. We are live from the Afro Gamer Garage, as you can see. And, you know, I gotta give a shout out to a certain YouTuber here, the Immortal, John Hancock, for steering me on the right path here. See, I was storing all of my video games inside of the house. See, that's actually a bunch of shit. You don't want to do that. Instead, you want to keep all of the video games in the garage.
Here's him parodying John Hancock because of John Hancock's garage. Yes, indeed. So, of course, one of the criticisms of John Hancock is that he's a bit of a hoarder. He has these tens and tens of thousands of games, and yet he stores them in this garage. I guess I'll pull up what it looks like. He doesn't have enough room in his house. Garage is a terrible place to put games because there's mildew, spiders, rain that will seep in from underneath the garage. And so he has all these very, very valuable games, probably more than $1 million worth of games, and he's storing them in a garage. And this is one of the reasons that I think AfroGamerDude, when he attacks John Hancock, he is on to something a little better. Sure, he'll make fun of Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, but you know, they haven't done things all that bad. Well, Pete Dorr did that little scam where he pretended to have cancer, but besides that. But John Hancock, on the other hand, is doing this fake museum, and in 2025, the museum still hasn't come about. He's taking these games, people are donating these games for a quote-unquote museum, and all he's doing is keeping those games and going, sure, they're going to go in the museum, and then just putting them in his garage. And there's some evidence he's been selling them too. So I think this is deserved bashing. Sometimes people don't deserve it. Sometimes it's nitpicky from Mr. AfroGamerDude, who himself, of course, I did one video about him before, got doxxed and ran away from the internet. I think he's probably never coming back. So I don't know. Maybe he should come back. Apparently he was on a farm somewhere out in the middle of nowhere. Like, who cares? No one's coming to your farm. Also, if you show your face on the internet, I mean, you really think that no one's ever going to be able to figure out who you are? Come on.
And you even want to go so far as to add extensions onto your garage, make your garage bigger, so you have more room for the games in the garage. So thank you so much for steering me on the right path there. And since I'm so grateful for you, John Hancock, and all that you've done for this retro gaming community, I thought I would dedicate a top 50 reasons list just for you, John Hancock. You're next. He is running a fake game museum scam. Yeah, so our old pal John Hancock here came up with the brilliant idea. This collector of games who's already had like a ton of complete collections for game consoles, meaning a complete set of every single game ever released for a game console. This guy's just a huge collector / hoarder already. But then this guy comes up with an idea. You know what? I just don't have enough games, he thinks to himself. I need more games. I don't have any games. So he comes up with the idea to run a fake charity, a fake gaming museum. Donate to my humble museum. Donate me video games. Or donate me money for this startup business of mine where I'm going to open up a game museum in Seattle. And what a fucking, it's such an absurd concept. Like, this guy's a school teacher. He has, what, 3 children? At least 2. I think he has 3 children. Where are you going to find time to run a museum? Where are you going to find money? Okay, I know your fans float you a shit ton of money.
Yes, Mr. AfroGamerDude is definitely on to something here. What even would be a video game museum? Like, he's gonna open up a museum? Well, they better have, like, I don't know, super rare things that people would pay money to see. Hell, even Fat Mike opened the punk rock museum in Las Vegas, and people were skeptical about that. Now, he was smart though. He got a bunch of punk rock legends, you could say, to start doing tours at the museum. So really, it wasn't what's at the museum. You'll see a bunch of posters and sign stuff, and this is Sid Vicious's base. But what he did that was smart is he would get people from old school punk rock bands to give tours. So really, people would be signing up for a tour with, I don't know, someone from the Dead Kennedys, and you get to meet them, they'll sign stuff, and then they'll walk you through this museum. That's smart. Is John Hancock going to get, people that worked at Rockstar to walk people through this museum? Because that could possibly work, maybe. But no, he has no ideas like that. He's never said anything like that. Who would pay for this museum? I mean, like let's say they charge $10. It better be something amazing. You're going to walk through and just look at copies of rare games, if he would even allow those rare games. Also, if he's accepting games for a museum, like let's say someone sends in, I don't know, Final Fantasy VII. There's a billion copies of Final Fantasy VII. Is he really going to put that in a museum? Like, who cares? You can see Final Fantasy copies everywhere. There's tons of Final Fantasy games. So you're just going to have them all in order? This is Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Is that what he's going to do? He needs to elaborate on this, and we'll see as AfroGamerDude talks about this, and maybe I'll even do my own sleuthing. He doesn't really give any details about what this is going to look like, why anybody would pay money to go see this, to see a rare game in the wild. I mean, man, I like video games, but am I going to travel to see a copy of Panzer Dragoon Saga? Huh? Maybe he could make a wall of it playing the game. He's going to have to turn this to an arcade or something, or a barcade. This makes no sense. He has no way to do this. Nobody would pay money for this. This would have to be a huge multi-million-dollar investment, and he's right. He's just taking these games and hoarding them and going, meow.
Games, but even then, it's going to cost so much money to run a building like this and maintain it, and well, hell, just to hire a single employee. That's going to be a ton of money out of your pocket every year. You're probably gonna have to pay him like half as much as you make as a teacher. So yeah, where the fuck? How am I supposed to buy any of this bullshit about this museum? Number 3.
Now, one thing that is impressive about John Hancock, as AfroGamerDude mentioned, he is a teacher. So teachers don't make very much money. What are we thinking? Like 40, 50, 60,000 a year? The fact that he was able to amass this large collection is impressive, and that's why he comes off very, very cheap, because he doesn't technically have that much money. So he goes to garage sales, back when garage sales were actually, you'd be able to find games. I don't know what he does now. eBay lots, does trades with people, and takes stuff for his museum. Now, what I find odd is he's a teacher, but he has over $1 million in inventory of games that are just sitting in his garage. The fact that there's not a part of him that goes, oh, snap, maybe I should sell some of this stuff, and I could literally just retire, throw all that stuff in a freaking index fund, get that 10% growth each year. Remember, if you put $100,000 in an index fund that follows the market, in 7 to 8 years, it'll double, and you'll have $200,000. Then another 7 to 8 years, it'll double again, you'll have $400,000. Another 7 to 8 years, it'll double again, you'll have $800,000. So yeah, he could totally just retire. Not even selling his entire collection, but just some of the more rare items in his collection. So I guess I respect the grind. Maybe there is something inspiring that he's not a super rich guy like the last gamer. He has one of the biggest video game collections, but he's obviously worth tens of millions of dollars. John Hancock's a freaking teacher, so if he can do it, you could do it too. Well, you probably can't do it because you'd have to go back in time and do garage sales back in like 2001.
Oh yeah. Oh god, John Hancock. 4 months after Metal Jesus Rocks' basement leak scam. Oh, my basement is leaky. I need all your money. And then he fucking holes off to Japan 2 months later and buys thousands of dollars of import games. And 2 months after that moves into a new house. I need your money. This basement leak. It's I don't have money to pay for this leak with my fucking thousands of Patreon dollars and thousands of ad revenue every month. Oh, but yeah, this John Hancock, 4 months after this basement leak scam, has a leaky roof. Oh, my roof is leaking. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Like literally, like what, 4 months afterwards? Like you can't make this shit up. And also, again, same thing with the basement leak. Why the fuck is this your fans' problem? Why is this your audience's problem, dude?
So because we're so fair and balanced over here on Indigo Flow Productions, I did watch the Metal Jesus Rocks basement leak, quote unquote, scam. And not to go against Mr. AfroGamerDude, but I'm about to. It was a little weird that he talked about it, but he technically didn't say that people needed to pay for it. I'm not exactly sure why he made a video out of that. Maybe he just thought it'd be interesting. I think there was a bit of a hint, like, hey, I got a Patreon. But at the same time, it does look like he did have a basement leak that destroyed a lot of stuff. And considering he's a YouTuber that talks about his life, I don't know. I'll shelve this in the maybe. It definitely didn't seem like it was a scam. I mean, if he was literally just like faking it, I mean, there was water damage all over the games and stuff. So if he actually did that himself or something, that would be crazy. It seems like this thing actually did happen. He definitely, whatever donations he got for Patreon did not make up for the inventory that was lost during this basement quote unquote leak, though there was some people saying that he had this stuff insured. So this was, I think, AfroGamerDude being a bit nitpicky. So I just had the joy of watching John Hancock's roof leak video, and while I was thinking about playing it, after doing some sleuthing, John Hancock really doesn't like you playing his videos and will flag people, so I'm not going to do that. You can look it up, it's his roof leak. The Metal Jesus Rocks basement leak was an actual leak, like it destroyed a lot of stuff, he showed evidence of it, he showed video of it. John Hancock's roof leak was literally just like a tiny little leak of droplets falling into, we put a bucket there. And he admitted that it basically destroyed nothing. So, I don't even know what to say about this video. It was super boring, nothing happened. He talked about how he has to replace his roof, but it was just literally a pebble-sized drop that was dropping on a few games, and then he caught it and then put a bucket there. So honestly, he could probably just keep that bucket there. But since he stores all his games in the garage, he's trying to keep this garage in pristine shape, which is probably why he should not be storing it in his garage. Garages are meant to store things like cars and tools. So typically the roof of a garage is in way worse condition than the roof on a house, because it can be. Because people don't really care if there's leaks in the garages, because they don't have anything super valuable, unless you put your entire multi-million-dollar game collection there. So yeah, that was kind of a nothing story. I guess it's okay for AfroGamerDude to bring it up. I wouldn't say it's a scam, considering he's just talking about changing his roof, but it is just kind of a, like, bang your head against the wall, like, bro, maybe sell some of these games and get an addition to the house that's inside and air conditioned and everything, and put your games there. You have so many games. Hell, even building a shed with air conditioning in the back, like I've seen some people do with like their arcades, would be better than this garage. The garage is in bad condition. We have to save John Hancock, so I think I'm going to end it there. Maybe I'll do more on AfroGamerDude. He is really entertaining, and I've been watching his videos, and I find them pretty funny. But we're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, and keep it so fair and balanced, and open that museum.